Paying $500 a month or even more on your car loan? That's $6,000 or more a year, getting you zero rewards. Until now, the Fasten Rewards Visa card gives you 3 times points on any auto lease or loan payments. Yes, your actual loan payments. Plus 4 times at Fasten Partners and 3 times on all auto spending. Finally, a card built for how drivers actually spend money. And here's the best part. Fasten was founded by a fellow Husky who understands what it takes to win, whether that's on the court, field, or with your wallet. Redeem for travel, cash, gift cards, or your next down payment. Apply at fasten.cc/apply and start stacking rewards on every payment. The Fasten Rewards Visa card is powered by Hino and issued by Celtic Bank, pursuant to a license by Visa USA Inc. All cards are subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. Rewards are subject to change. Visit fasten.cc/legal for full program details. No, everyone around UConn football is really excited for this upcoming weekend's game against Duke. So we're going to look back at the big win over UAB, preview Duke a little bit, and we've got Joe back with us. So Joe, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jared.
So let's talk a little bit heading into the UAB game over last weekend. You know, obviously coming off a tough loss to Rice. How big was it for this team to kind of come out angry? And I don't know if that's how you guys felt. You came out, but came out and like really throw a punch against this UAB team.
It was really important just to get back into the right side of things, get a win and or get a W in the win column. Um, I'm really proud of how the guys played. Felt like we put a full game together on offense, defense, and special teams. We're able to feed off each other's energy and get a win.
Yeah, I want to just ask because I know one of the storylines early on, at least in the game, when you went for it on the early fourth down, what was the wind and how tough that was. Take us through from your perspective how it felt playing in that wind. What was it bad down there?
Yeah, just you take that into account when you're throwing. But it wasn't anything, we practiced outside, so it wasn't anything that we hadn't seen before. And it was a good adjustment that the receivers made and the whole offense made.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of those passes you threw. 23 for 30, 267 yards, 4 touchdowns. That obviously the kind of the theme of the season has been the connection you've had with Skyler. I mean, he goes off for a hat trick with 3 touchdowns. Just take us through a little bit how you guys were feeling that combo going in on Saturday.
It's always feeling good. He's one of the hardest workers in the room or in the building. I always say that. So when we're getting those extra routes and extra catches or extra walkthroughs, it just starts to show itself out in the field. And I'm happy for him. He was able to get three. I think that's the second time in his career here that he's had 3 touchdowns in one game. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see him break the. He broke some record. I don't know what it was for touchdowns. Cool to be a part of that for him. He's only he's not at his ceiling yet. He's got a lot of work to do, and he knows that. And he's excited to keep going.
What makes him just so impressive out there? You know, you could really get the ball, it seems like, to him anywhere, and you never know what's going to happen once he gets it.
Yeah, what's so impressive about him is his route tree. We feel like he can run any route that you can draw up on a board. He can get it done, and then we can line him up in a bunch of different spots. It's a slot, single receiver to the field. Just moving him around. He does a heck of a job. Just taking it all in. It's a hard job being that receiver of knowing some different jobs, and he's a smart guy, and he's able to put it all together.
Yeah. Another guy I want to just talk about on offense, we all got to see for the first time in game action was Malichi Greaves there. What do you see in his game? Because it seemed like he came in and made an impact.
He's explosive. He's still a young kid, so a lot of it's moving fast for him right now. I say, but he's smart. He's taking it all in. And he's just another guy. We feel like we can get him the ball that he can be explosive with it. He had a great camp coming in this last fall, so he was able to kind of put his name out there, and excited for him to get more of a workload as the season keeps going.
Yeah. I gotta ask, and this is completely unrelated, but because you called him a young kid, I've got to ask you, what's it like being the old guy on the team around some of these young guys? Because I mean, you've been around the game for a bit, and now you've got a guy like Malichi who's quite a few years younger than you.
Um, Yeah, it's you definitely I still look at him as a teammate, and I'm definitely that older guy. So it's the same. I keep it the same. It's really not that much different between us, I guess. But just trying to be a leader in any way that I can for those guys, whether that's on the field or off the field. But he's a smart kid. He knows what he's doing. Um, so yeah.
Yeah. Uh, when you go through your accolades, you hit the 10,000 yardage mark. Did you know that going into the game? Because I know they made a big deal about it on the broadcast. Was that something you were aware of heading into it?
No, actually, no. I didn't know that. So that was kind of cool to find out afterwards. That's a cool accomplishment. Something I'll when I'm done playing, I'll definitely look back on and be proud of. So it was cool to get that.
Yeah. When did you find out that you had hit it? Was it did someone tell you like during the game, or was it afterwards you found out about it?
Um, During the game, Nick Evers told me he's like, no, you hit 10,000. 10,000. What are you talking about? So that was a cool little interaction on the sideline. But yeah, that's how I found out.
Yeah, all right, pretty cool. Because I guess it's better that way versus like if you're watching on TV, there's the catch that gets called back and took away what would have been getting the 10,000 the first time. So you had to
Oh,
go,
really?
yeah. So you had to go do it again. So I guess it's better that you didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Um, what's the feeling been like around the team this week, coming off another big win and bouncing back?
Good. Anytime you can get a win, the energy's up. Guys are, excited. Just to be able to, all that work pays off and you get a win, especially becoming bowl eligible, which was
Yeah.
cool. Obviously not the goal for the season. A little celebration there, just a little accomplishment, but we're looking ahead and looking on to this week to go 1-0.
Yeah, obviously a big opportunity getting to play Duke at home this week. How are you guys feeling heading into this one?
I'm excited. It's a great matchup. They're a really good team. They're coming off a big win. So it'll be fun, getting to play at home for sure is always something to get even more excited about. So it's a good opportunity and should be fun
Yeah, it was nice being back at home for UAB and now knowing you got a couple more here.
for sure. Always,
Yeah.
always nice to be home.
As you've been looking at this Duke film this week, what stands out to you the most as you look at it?
Um, I think you just how they play defense. They give you a bunch of different looks. They're able to do a lot of different things just with their skill set of players. They got a lot of great guys, on the edge, at DB and at linebacker. So every position's got some good players. That's what makes it so exciting. It's a great challenge. It's a great opportunity for us. We feel like we're really good offense, so we got we got our work cut out for us, but that's what makes it so exciting.
Yeah. I think one of the things that's been really impressive about this team this year is when you've gone through some adversity, you guys seem like you bounce back pretty quickly. What do you think has made this team so resilient?
Um, I think that all started just back in January. When we first started this thing. Um, a lot of those spring practices that we put ourselves through that are pretty grueling, I'll say. They get long. We practice pretty hard, and then into camp, it's just something that you develop. Not many people were born with it, that mental toughness, and that's something that we stress here at UConn. And we try to get that just through our preparation, and I think it's been able to show throughout the season so far.
One thing I realized I forgot to ask when looking back at the UAB game. Obviously, you're going up, you're passing against Cam Chadwick during practice. What was it like getting to see him pick off three?
It was awesome. I'm happy for him. Three pit. That's the most I've been around for one player. So
Yeah.
that was cool to see. He works his tail off at practice. He's tough to go against every week. So it was cool to see that kind of pay off. And him get 3 picks was pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of crazy thinking, that with the Duke game coming up, only three more games left in the regular season here. How do you think this team has grown over the course of the season to where it is right now?
I think going back to that mental toughness and that just that maturity of ourselves. I think early in the season, we had those. We went 1-0 obviously, and then lost those two tough ones. I think it would have been pretty easy for a lot of guys or a team to just kind of say, man, this is what we are. We're just gonna keep losing tight ones, but be able to turn it around. I think that speaks volumes of the maturity level of this team. So now just looking to carry that over into this week.
Yeah, I know you guys are still always looking to get better, but with only 3 games left in the regular season, what are kind of what is it like in terms of trying to think of a few areas still to focus on and get better at just in these last few games?
Yeah, I mean, you're always looking to improve from week to week. New things always come up. Maybe something that just pops up in a game or whether or not. But I think the always emphasis is, they're pretty simple. Don't turn the ball over, stay on the field on third down, and score touchdowns in the red zone. You do those three things, you're gonna have a pretty good chance to win. So those are always our three main focuses.
You like seeing the little Wildcat wrinkle out there on Saturday?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love any way we can get the playmakers the ball. I'm in favor for.
I'll wrap with this one, Joe. Obviously, a big game. UConn fans hate Duke. It usually is out on the basketball court when you're talking UConn Duke. But from a football standpoint, what's your message to the fan base this week in terms of getting out there, packing the rent, and that kind of thing?
I look forward to seeing everybody at the Red. It's a special place, especially when there's a bunch of people there. It's gonna be a fun game, and I hope to see everyone there.
Awesome. Well, Joe, really appreciate it. Best of luck this week against Duke, and look forward to catching up again next week.
Appreciate you, Jared.